Cookery 10, Quarter 4. Preparing and Cooking Meat, Part 1. Categories of meats. Different kinds of meats. Composition of meats and principles of cooking meats. What is meat? An animal flesh that is eaten as food. An animal tissue considered especially as food. What are the three categories of meat? Red meat. All livestock is considered red meat. This includes beef, pork, goat, and lamb. Poultry, commonly referred to as white meat. Poultry includes chicken and turkey. Seafood, that includes fish as well as crustaceans like crab and lobster, and mollusks like clams, oysters, scallops, and mussels. Different kinds of meat. The animal, such as pig, is called a pork. A young cattle, called a veal. Adult cattle is called a beef. For the deer, venison. For the carabao, carabeef. Goat, chevron. Young sheep, lamb. Adult sheep, mutton. Horse, horse meat. Rabbit, lapan. Composition of meats. 75% water, 19% protein, 2.5% intramuscular fat, and 2.3% carbohydrates. Meat can be prepared by various cooking methods from moist heat to dry heat cooking. However, there are 5 basic principles that apply to the vast majority of these recipes. 5 basic principles of cooking meats. High heat develops flavor. Low heat preserves moisture. Match the cut to the cooking method. Don't forget about carryover cooking. Why resting meat is essential. High heat develops flavor. Browning creates a tremendous amount of flavor and is a key step when cooking meat. This happens through a process called the Maillard reaction, named after the French chemist who first described it in the early 1900s. The Maillard reaction occurs when the amino acids and sugars in the food are subjected to heat, which causes them to combine. In turn, hundreds of different flavor compounds are created. To ensure that meat browns properly, first, make sure that meat is dry before it goes into the pan. Pat it thoroughly with paper towels. Second, make sure that pan is hot by preheating it over high heat until the fat added to the pan is shimmering or almost smoking. And finally, make sure not to overcrowd the pan. There should be at least 1/4 inch of space between the pieces of meat. Low heat preserves moisture. Large cuts of meats, a low and slow cooking method is appropriate because this approach allows the center to come up to desired internal temperature with less risk of overcooking the outer layers. Low and slow cooking method of meat proves the even cooking of meats and helps minimize the loss of flavorful juices. Match the cut to the cooking method. Tough cuts, which generally come from the heavily exercised parts of the animal, such as the shoulder or rump. Respond best to slow cooking methods, such as pot roasting, stewing, or barbecuing. The primary goal of slow cooking is to melt the collagen in the connective tissue, thereby transforming a tough piece of meat into a tender one. Tender cuts with little connective tissue generally come from parts of the animal that receive little exercise, like the loin, the area along the back of the cow or pig. These cuts respond best to quicker, dry heat cooking methods such as grilling or roasting. Don't forget about carryover cooking. Carryover cooking is a length of time during which the temperature in the food continues to rise to 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Food continues to cook even after removal from heat. Meat should be removed from the oven, grill, or pan when it's 5 to 10 degrees below the wanted serving temperature to maintain the desired outputs. Doneness temperatures for meat and poultry. For the beef, lamb, or veal, for the rare, it should be 115 to 120 degrees and 120 to 125 degrees after resting. For the medium rare, 120 to 125 degrees and 125 to 130 degrees after resting. Medium, 130 to 135 degrees and 135 to 140 degrees after resting. Medium well, 140 to 145 degrees, 145 to 150 degrees after resting. Well done, 150 to 155 degrees, 155 to 160 degrees after resting. For the pork, medium, 140 to 145 degrees and 150 degrees after resting. Well done, 150 to 155 degrees and 160 degrees after resting. For the chicken and turkey, white meat, 160 degrees, dark meat, 175 degrees.